Day 26, 11:17 a.m. Most of the housemates are outside enjoying the hot weather in the garden, except for Sophia. Meanwhile, in the living room, even though there's a pretty large group forming, it seems Tice and Emma are still managing to keep themselves to the side, and they're just spending some time flirting and enjoying each other's company. I like that they are constantly kind of gravitating towards one another. At first, it was like, kind of like friends with benefits, maybe more benefits than friends, but now it seems like it's actually developing all around. And we could see a serious romantic relationship at the end of this, like boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife material. But, who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Meanwhile, when people are not enjoying the new hot summer weather in Windenburg, they're trying to cool off inside. But it's hard to stay cool with all these fiery tempers. Even in the kitchen, we see that Sophia and Emmanuel begin to flirt, and then it quickly turns to fighting. I'm not too sure what made the change happen, but it was pretty quick and sudden. And honestly, at this point, this has to be like the 20th fight in the house so far. Something like that. So almost all of the housemates mostly just ignore the fighting that's going on. The only two that actually notice and watch with any concern are Lillian and Kristen. But it seems as though Sophia won this round. What it was even about, still couldn't tell you. And while Gavin takes a go at Sophia's iPad, Sophia accidentally walks in on Emma and Tice getting it on in the bedroom. And while Sophia just stands there, she's not the only one to witness it, as her enemy/lover Emmanuel soon comes in there to join her to try to flirt some more. But it seems as though Sophia is still mad about the fight, and I don't even think Emmanuel even notices the woohooing going on in there. Meanwhile, outside, there's still a really big group of guys in the living room, while Kristen and Lillian rehash that fight over a game of foosball. Also, Haven has been so unhappy the past 2 days, all she does is complain. I don't know what's going on with her. 1:32 p.m. The housemates have been gathered in the living room for the start of this week's shopping task. And for this week's task, all the housemates are invited to Camp BB. All of you will be joining the camp, which is located in the task area through the backyard. You will be living there and creating your own perfect harmony in the wilderness. Now, through the next 3 days, you're going to be faced with 4 challenges. If you pass 3 out of the 4 challenges, you will win the shopping task, and all of you will gain access to the storage room next week. While participating in the task, all of you are required to wear your camping uniforms at all times. Now, I will be putting them into 2 clubs, but it's just so that they can wear the uniforms, because I can't really go into Create a Sim with this many Sims. So I did do that, and I put some activities, like summer activities, hanging out by the fire, other kind of like activities that are going to be placed in the task area, which is now unlocked. So all of the housemates, you are able to go on and enter Camp BB.
Oh, Zilnoy. Oh, Stifa Mubis, huh?
Hello, campers, and welcome again to Camp BB. Now, you might see that sleeping arrangements are a little sparse here at camp. There is only one tent currently which sleeps 2 Sims. Also, the bathrooms are out of order. You will have to complete a task in order to gain access to the bathrooms. Also, there's a lot of nature going on, so make sure you're kind to my birds and bunnies, or they might just attack. Now, Big Brother will be nice and offer a couple sleeping bags, but there still won't be room for everyone. However, Kaylee, since you completed that secret mission last week, you won yourself an advantage in this week's task. Behind you, you will see the Camper's Lodge, where you are able to sit and relax and have your own bed to sleep in. Now, there isn't much privacy as it is screened in, and it's not climate controlled, so it's still hot. However, a bed is a bed. Later on in the week, you will be able to invite other Sims into your lodge to join you. And for Lillian, you might want to take cover, as being out here could potentially kill you. Now, we do have a lot of activities like plants, game boards, hanging out by the fire, and all of these are encouraged by the club activities, and the clubs are active right now. However, your main task is actually the treehouse. You have to build this treehouse by the end of the night, but it's not going to be easy as you have a lot of distractions around you, and being part of a club is going to encourage those distractions. So we see a lot of people falling victim to that already, as Emmanuel plays some board games, while we see Sophia is hanging out by the fire. And while Lillian plays it safe by hiding for cover from the sun inside the tent, it seems as though Kaylee wasn't having too much fun by herself and joins most of the girls around the fire as they continue to build it bigger and bigger. I'm honestly pretty nervous about this fire. I'm just waiting for it to turn disastrous. Meanwhile, when it comes to the treehouse, there seems to be a lot of dictating on what to do, where to put it, but the only two really doing any building are Tice and Jessie. Six, 7 p.m. After around 5 hours of mostly Tice and Jesse's work, the treehouse is complete and the housemates have passed today's task. Now they're able to relax and just enjoy all of Camp BB's activities, which is what most of them are doing already. We see that Kaylee and Lillian are enjoying gardening, while almost everyone hangs out by the fire. Now, for completing the task, I have given everyone sleeping bags, and I went ahead and laid most of them out already. The ones that aren't out are in their inventory, but I honestly don't really know if Sims do that on their own or not. I'm not exactly sure, but I guess we'll find out. However, the bathroom is still locked and won't be unlocked until one of tomorrow's challenges. However, we do see that my birds are not too happy and they're wanting some gifts. Thankfully, Gavin managed to get some bananas during the gardening and he offers them some bananas. We'll see if they like it and if it backfires on them. But so far, so good. Meanwhile, the birds are kind of everywhere in the backyard. We even see that Lillian is having a conversation with one of them in the garden. Meanwhile, Kaylee enjoys the nice fireplace alone. Or tries to enjoy it, as she doesn't seem to be too happy. Honestly, I don't think I'd be that happy either if I was in a screened-in porch when it's like 90 degrees outside and in front of a fire. I don't know. I know that these campmates are sweating. At least I would be. And as Gavin and some of the other housemates enjoy some roasted marshmallows, Emmanuel is still going hard at that Scrabble game. And I gotta say, throughout the day of camping, it really does seem as though like the guys are broing out. They're all enjoying each other's company. Meanwhile, the girls are actually relaxing and having fun by the fire. I don't know, could this be a sign of things to come? Is this a look at future alliances, voting, anything like that? I don't know, I find it kind of intriguing that that's what's happening so far. But it does seem as though the garden is very busy. Everyone is taking turns at planting and watering and taking their time talking to the plants instead of each other. 9:24 p.m. The sun has finally set over Camp BB, but you want to be able to tell because of the studio lighting I have set up. It is so bright out here. So the Sims that aren't sleeping in a tent or in the treehouse, they're going to have to try to sleep under these blaring studio lights. And because it doesn't really get dark, I did have to change the background. So if you're wondering why they went from camping in the woods to camping in the middle of a field, that would be why. But it looks dark now, right? We see that Emma is the only Sim enjoying the treehouse right now as she is up there meditating. However, Kaylee is enjoying that private suite of hers a little too much, although it's not really that private when you got a screened-in porch-style windows everywhere. Everyone knows what's going on in there. With the tent already being full, it is a scramble to find the best place to sleep. It seems as though both Tice and Jesse, after working hard building this treehouse, are now having to fight with who's going to sleep inside of it. However, it seems as though Tice wins that battle. However, not too long after, Tice doesn't seem to be enjoying the treehouse as much as he thought he would, and ends up coming back outside, while Jesse just kind of admitted to losing and starts looking through the telescope into the night sky, while everyone else falls asleep underneath. And that's where we're going to be wrapping up today. What do you think about Camp BB and this week's shopping task? And of course, what do you think about all that's going on in the house? Let me know all of your thoughts down below. And not just that, because you also have to vote. If you haven't spent all 15 of your voting points already, you have another 5 to spend today. So go ahead, split them however you want between Tyson, Sophia, and Jesse. Make sure you get them in. Go vote on the polls on the community page and Twitter as the polls close tomorrow. And I'll see you then. Bye.